sometimes you never win, and you have no idea why because everybody's doing their own thing. And these are the people that get hit the hardest in a random type of marketplace. So then what we found was, well, level 2 was now there's some companies that moved up to informal process. I call this almost tribal wisdom, where now you've got, you're doing what your sales manager told you. So view the sales manager as kind of being the tribal elder. They bring everybody together and say, this is how it has always been, my children, and they impart the wisdom of the tribe. But if you ever read Margaret Mead's Society of Primitive Cultures, she talks about the fact that within tribal wisdom, sometimes it's based on fact, and sometimes it's based on fiction, and sometimes it's been so long since that seminal event, you have no idea why you're doing stuff. Like, why do we throw the rubber chicken in the volcano every full moon? Don't know, but we've always done it. And so these people are able to, react a little bit better than random level companies, but what they're really finding is if you can get up to formal process, things become a lot clearer. So formal process is where there is a way of selling, everybody's been trained on it, everybody's expected to use it, and they do for the most part. Doesn't mean they don't sin from time to time and skip a step. But now what I've got is 100 people doing one thing. And if I've got 100 people doing one thing and it becomes the wrong thing because it changes in our marketplace, then I'm able to react better than level 2 or level 1 companies. But what's wrong with what I just said? We're still reacting. And that's where we saw a really dynamic process come into the mode. It's not, not pervasive across a lot of companies yet, but this is where there's not only a process, but there's these systems in place, there's the metrics in place, there's the technology in place to be constantly monitoring that process. And so that's really what we want to kind of focus on is, this concept of precision-guided, selling. Just like there's precision-guided flying, where you're telling people, this is the way to do things. Here are all the gauges in front of you that tells you what altitude you're at, how fast you're going. If there's an enemy out there, it's identifying them on radar, et cetera. Can there be that same type of thing for precision-guided selling? Because when we took a look at this and we said, what's get better as you get up to dynamic process, everything gets better. The percentage of salespeople hitting their number went up significantly.